Hello, my name is Shuttley. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Jerusalem. And if my calculations are correct, this episode should be airing on the 25th of December. So, Merry Christmas. And yeah, last episode we did a bit of a war in Somalia. We're still technically speaking a war against some of the smaller nations. Well, basically against Kilwa. Which, oh, right, they wanted to take the... Well, I suppose, yeah. There's a lot of troops down there in the south, but I'm not going to go all the way there. I can maybe help sieging down some of the allies that they have in here. Namely Pate and Malindi, really, but that's about it. We got the ships over here to blockade some of that. We did get a few extra ships in the previous war. I guess we might want to upgrade those. We did have quite a few ships over here in the Mediterranean that we we're going to send privateering in Genoa, in which we're already making quite a bit of money from just privateering. Well, okay, about 17 ducats per month right now, which is probably going to go up even further. Well, make that 27 ducats now. So yeah, it's pretty decent. Canal company scheme. Seems the privately owned canal company that was set up a few years ago has gone bankrupt. They apparently faced severe economic problems early on, but hid this information from the partly deceived investors into sinking more and more money into the project. Many have been ruined by what is now commonly called Canal's scheme. And angry mobs are gathering Al-Quds, demanding justice and economic retribution. We could foot the bill. It's going to be 180 days later anyway. We're going to foot the bill. We're going to take a couple loans. We'll be able to repay those loans fairly quickly anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and get the land leader fire idea now, so that'll help a little bit further. And guess we've lost our merchant again from somewhere. I'm assuming that it was in Gujarat. So I'm guessing what's happening right now is every now and then one of our trade companies, it could be Gulf of Aden. Yeah, it's probably the Gulf of Aden one. It's running out of oh, it doesn't have quite enough trade power. Oh, right, because we lost some of the merchant ships, didn't we? Alright, then, well, let's go ahead and build oh, right, we don't actually have the money for it right now. So building more things is out of the question. Briefly, anyway. Now that we are out of the first war, helping the Spanish a bit further down south, we're getting a little bit coring done. Dreams of Liberty. Cuba, New Spain, Florida, Spanish Louisiana, French Canada, Spanish California. Okay, so they all get Dreams of Liberty until the end of the game, plus 30% liberty side. Ooh. And that might be our way to support some independence over here in Portuguese Brazil, for example. Or someone else. Well, maybe not too... Actually, is there anyone else that I could... or anyone in general that I could support independence? Not yet. Cuba is the closest one, I suppose. All the options that we have, but that's too loyal for the time being. That might change soon enough, though. Actually, we can get another core underway. So Somalia is at least a lot smaller than what they used to be now, thanks to our intervention. A bit of revolt over here in Haha. And Hes is the emperor once again. Oh, now the revolution is spreading to Japan. Alright then. They're probably just trying to figure out where they can spread that into. Let's be honest. So Portugal is the primary one. I suppose Morocco is revolutionary. I'm still guaranteeing their independence for now, but we will eventually just annex them. Trade protection against Russia. Not surprises there. Got pretty good spy network actually in Italy. So we got... Oh right, we got the permanent claims over here already, so we don't need to worry about most of that. And is this one that's part of South Germany? So Istria is a bit further off up there, so we'd not necessarily want to go for that one directly. Okay, another core underway. So we definitely need to go ahead and increase the trade power in here one way or another. I suppose now we've got the money. We haven't paid off the loans yet, but we can probably go ahead and increase our trade power. Well, that might be something that we're going to easily build, and I suppose that's just an upgrade. Sana we could probably increase, but I suppose we actually need to do the upgrades over here for the trade company areas, don't we? We could start converting a lot of territory as well now. We've got so many missionaries that might as well utilize them. Canals and turnpikes. Yeah, that'd be 6,000 ducats for 2 development, or just 1 base production in... But so... Oh. Right, so that's Medina. We'll get the base production there. No, actually, I don't think that was the play. Well, no, I think it was. Well, anyway, it did improve the production slightly. Growth business embroidered. Ooh, Mosul gets 2 base production. That's quite handy as well. So we're technically speaking losing the war against Kilwa. But once we get some of the allies out of the war, or once the Spanish start arriving in proper numbers in here, I think that will... Well, they got Cuban army over here already. That does help them. I believe that's all the coring underway now. We've got overextension of 91%. We do have quite a bit of governing capacity already being used. So we don't actually want to set up more states quite yet. What we might want to do, though... is this part of the... That's already part of the trade company. I suppose so we could have a look over here. So this area has been converted. We could probably just assign these to the trade company, quite frankly. Especially since those have been converted already. These are part of the... Actually, no, that's... Oh, that's the Abyssinian Charter. Right, it's a Gulf of Aden Charter that would be over here. And that hasn't been cored yet. That can't be assigned to it. I didn't think of that, actually. Well, I guess that might be a small issue that we'll have. We could probably increase the trade power regardless. Local traders demand a... We can give 100 ducats. Brandenburg is fighting oh, right, okay, sure. I don't think you actually need my access, or access through my land, let's be honest, but I'll give it to you, I guess, in this case. We've got quite a good bit of troops over here in Pazir right now doing the sieging. They've got a fairly good amount of ships as well in the region. Oh, there you go. Pazir's out of the war. And we can either lose the stability or 100 diplo points. I guess I'm actually going to use the stability. Mostly because we can get that back fairly easily. Like, we've got a fairly good income of papal influence, almost 20 per year. So in a matter of a few years, we'll be able to get that back essentially for free. I think we might just go ahead and pull this one back across the border. I think we've done most of it. I mean, we've still got the ships over here blockading, but that's about it. Oh, well, we had a bit of revolt in... Well, they had a bit of revolt in Partey, I suppose. That was dealt with. Oh, revolutionary ideas are spreading once again. Oh, yeah. They're spreading it over here in the Gulf of Persia. Surely it won't cause an issue. First of all, it's... I don't think we can get the disaster for the revolution. At least, and this one's something... Well, it's slowly spreading to us. That would mean that we get no papal influence, which I don't want to get rid of. Let's be honest, it's really handy. I suppose what we could do, actually, is... get at least the trade power thing over there. Actually, we could probably just get all the buildings in here. It's not necessarily too valuable area, but we might as well get most of it. And we are getting about 800 ducats per month right now, so we could probably pay off 2 of the loans at least. What about in Malta? Oh, there we go. The fortifications have been fully upgraded. So, war score cost versus other religions minus 15%. That's pretty decent. Plus, it does make Malta even more... Oh, right. I think what we want to do in here is actually probably just develop the place a little bit further. Just so that we can get the proper fortifications in here. And then people will have a very hard time trying to siege it down. So I believe they got a bit of privateers over here in... Actually, do they have... No, they don't have privateers there. What about Crimea? They got a bit of privateers in Crimea, but that's not really enough to do much of a dent into our income. We've got pretty good network in... Or spy network in Italy right now, so we could probably go ahead and slander the merchants. With minus 10% global trade power. That sounds like a good idea. They've been causing some issues for us. We might as well pay back. Oh, right. We've got another 2 provinces. It's a bit of a shame that it doesn't zoom you to the provinces that got the revolutionary ideas. It just takes you to the source of the problem, essentially. Which isn't necessarily something that you always want. I think we're starting to get to the point in the game that there's just so many armies and everything moving that we may need to just hang on to speed 3, at least while recording. Largely because there's just... Every time that it changes the month, for example, there's quite a long bit of lag there. Well, I say long, but it's like at least a second or 2. But there we go, we can pay off the loans. And we've still got a pretty good amount of money. I mean, we're getting so much money that I don't think we... Well, I suppose we can probably spend most of it, at least. But probably not quite all of it. But the Spanish are not getting the siege down over here, although they don't need too much troops there. They're definitely wanting to get more and more revolution around. That's revolutionaries in Haza. I suppose what we could do... who are you allied to? Timurus, Hormuz, and Ajam. No, we can probably do a war against you. We are still coring a lot of places, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Oh, but do we have... We don't have the troops ready for the northern push over here. Plus, we got the third army over here, but that's not really too much needed right now. Send this one down south. And I guess we got this one up here north. I was supposed to do a bit of rebel suppression in here. Oh, there is a bit of, unrest in the region. We'll stop the mission for now. How bad is the... Well, I suppose we should be able to see the revolutionary stuff in here. No, it's just rebel factions of, like, nationalism. There is quite a bit of separatism in there. Oh, yeah, revolution plus 25. Okay. That makes a bit of sense, I suppose. Well, if we need to be, we can crush the revolution. We'll need to do a war against Portugal, I suppose, to do that. Let's actually have a look. Well, we do have a truce with them for a while. Who are you fighting? Okay, against Pasai. No, it's imperialism. I suppose we need to wait until the truce has ended to get the other war goal, I presume. We've got troops ready to crush the Hormuz armies. We may need to bring... Oh, right, Somali separatists. Well, I guess this one could maybe give a bit of a hand in here. For a brief moment. But I suppose after the Somali revolution... Oh, it is 47,000 total. Yeah, that's a decent bit. Okay, a bit more conversions underway. And more of Morocco, at least, is... all Algeria and Morocco are being converted right now. So that'll help a decent bit overall. But yeah, it's 47,000 separatists in Somalia right now. That's... Well, they haven't fired yet. But once they fire, that's going to be quite a bit... Oh, promising admiral appears. Oh, admiral with 50 tradition. I mean, that's not too bad. We could definitely use it over here. 4520. I mean, not so great at blockading, but pretty good at fighting. Plus, it's a fairly large fleet, let's be honest. Actually, why did we... We've got 31 transports in here. Now, to be fair, I'm just going to go ahead and move them in Damietta. We should be getting the canal built soon. In fact, it's going to be done in a few months. And looks like the revolution is spreading more and more into Iraq right now. Oh dear, we lost... Oh no. Kazu's been drilling for a while and now we just lost him. Alright then. Well, it's not quite as good this time around, but still a decent leader. I suppose we should also have a army over here that doesn't have a leader. Although this is just a rebel suppression, so that doesn't actually need a leader. We've got a pretty good amount of manpower. So I think what we are actually going to do is we'll just go ahead and build a 40,000 man army over here. That's costing us a little bit and takes a lot of manpower, but we're getting over 4,000 manpower per month right now, so I'm not too worried about that. Holmes requests privileges. No, we'll reject that petition. We'll hold on to the groundland. We need about a year to get the local, or the +1 stability. So that is at least underway. Losing a little bit of manpower for attrition in few places. Oh, there we go, Zanzibar Strait. We're just sinking more and more ships here. Oh, because the Spanish aren't... Oh. Yeah, Kilwa is going to lose their war, that's for sure. Well, that's fine by me. There we go, the army is forming up. So we'll get another general for that one. And it's spreading even further in here somewhere, I presume. Yeah, right there. The revolution, that is. Oh, subsidies expire with Sardinia. That's fine, actually. There's a bit of revolt over there, but they don't have a leader in there, so I think we can probably just wipe that out. There's Liberation Army. Alright then. Ooh. There we go. Khazur II, Defoy, has taken the throne. 351, that's not too bad. We could go for the local nobility right now, just to get a bit more loyalty for them. That's quite a terrible stats, though. Should be able to win this quite easily. I mean, they got a bit wider front, but we've got more cannons. Which means that we're just crushing the enemy front there. Ooh, Kazura is cruel, but tolerant. There we go, that's one rebellion dealt with. So I suppose this one could head up north to help clear out some of the potential enemies. I think we're going to send it over there. For now, at least. Still got one army to keep the... Well, do a bit of rebel suppression, at least, in the region. even if we don't need it constantly. And we're going to have a bit of revolt over here, I guess. So maybe we will need to have one of these armies just be relocated to rebel suppression in this region as well, because it seems like there is a lot of potential revolution brewing up. At least the cores that we're making are coming along quite nicely. We're still quite a bit ahead of time in tech right now. Oh. Mamluk opinion goes up, and Egyptian provinces reduce unrest. Oxygen provinces increase. But we don't have any oxygen provinces though, so that's kind of not really a problem. Truce with Italy has ended. Alright then. So if need be, we could do a war against them, but they've got a... Actually, who do they have as allies? France. Oh, and revolutionary Portugal. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to hear. So who else do we have truce? We've got truce with Portugal and their colonies. That's going to end in 7 years. Arte in 8 years. Malindi in 9 years. Somalia in 9 years. And revolution in Morocco in 10 years. Alright then. Probably going to take a while then before we get all of that. I could possibly do one more state up here. Unfortunately, since we're still at war, we can't increase any of the centers of trades in level. But once we are out of this war, we'll probably take at least a moment to clean all of that. Oh, right, Kilbot's got into the Great Lakes area over here. Okay. Lake Victoria and all that. Lack of protection. In Hormuz, you know, we'll spend a bit of Diplo bonus. We've got plenty available. There we go. We've got the course in Morocco done. All the way. We've still got quite a bit of extension, but most of that is going to be sorted fairly soon. And that should also start reducing the unrest a decent bit. Still got quite a few places where relatively high unrest overall. But we can probably keep on putting those rebellions down one at a time if need be. We are going to get the stability up fairly shortly. That is to say next month. And we'll be back to +3, and that should at least reduce a little bit of the unrest. It's probably not going to be all that much of it. Well, it's like half a point or something. Oh dear, we lost an admiral. It was the big fleet over here that lost the admiral. I mean, even without an admiral, it should still be a pretty darn good fleet. Or a fairly strong fleet, at least, if nothing else. And the fact that we control this does mean that there's a lot less to worry about in here for the Spanish. We do have quite a bit of Diplo points. Let me just go ahead and take a moment to increase the development in some places. There we go, that should be pretty good. And we've got this army, I suppose, actually. I'm going to move this. Where would... Okay, Rushed will do. That's essentially going to be the army keeping Persia and Iraq suppressed. So that we don't necessarily need to have this 3-star general over here relegated to the rebel suppression duties. At least not forever. I'm just kind of hoping that the Kilwa War will end soon. I'm not entirely sure that it will. Got plenty of money waiting to upgrade all of the centers of trade. Ooh. There we go, that's quite a few cores done. Which means that we can start converting even more. Well, at least one more province. Are seeking allegiance. Sure, I'll take privateering efficiency for 5 years. That should mean a decent bit more money that we take away from the Italians. We're getting about 32 ducats from privateering right now, so that's honestly not bad. Oh, right, we've got... With all of these conversions, we've actually gained so much papal influence that we can get the stability, and we can still invest in becoming the next Kura controller a bit further. But that should be most of the... I suppose we still need to do a lot of conversions down here, so we can't really attach these to the... Actually, how much of that is Gulf of Aden? Alright, but we can't upgrade any of this... well, I suppose we haven't lost the trader for a little while now, at least, so that's good. If we do have a look at the sense of the trade to Hormuz, once we get on the other side over there, we could get a trade company in, or trade charter in Hormuz. That would give us possibly yet another merchant. Would be quite handy. Foreign quarter in Zara. Oh, Ajam. No, I'm just going to take the trade power for the time being. Because we don't really need to worry about Ajam's relations to us. Oh, there we go. That's another core down. How many cores do we still have? Or did we already core everything? We still got a few more to do. Well, 2 more to do. And those are going to be done very shortly. In October. So, yeah, no, that's not going to be a bad one. to deal with. So at least we won't have overextension. We've still got some potential revolutions brewing, but I'm sure that those will be sorted out sooner or later. We need to get our new stuff in, or new army over here to take over the rebel suppression duties in these regions. And you can now stop your mission. Abolition of slavery. Missionary strength would go down, but tech cost would also go down. We're still doing quite a bit of conversion, to be fair. Admittedly, our missionary strength is fairly good, all things considered. But the extra percentage over there, it does mean a few extra months per province, I suppose. So we might hold on to it for now. We might abolish the slavery sooner or later. Alright, Kilwa? Can't suggest demand, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a white piece with you. So that I can start upgrading my center of trade. I can't do it over here. But at least Jeddah we can upgrade. Oh, right, it doesn't have enough development for that. Well, that can be sorted. So at least that's going to be a level 2. Then we had this one that we could upgrade to level 2. Trebizond we can upgrade to possibly even level 3, actually. No, it doesn't have the development to go to level 3, although we can sort that out as well. That's going to be even more trade power in Crimea for us. And Tehran, can we... Oh, we could assign this to the trade company already. We did assign most of this area to the trade company, admittedly, but not quite everything. I guess if we assign these in, it'll give us even more trade power in Persia. Well, I suppose I can't really do much about that one. Zila, we could probably turn that into... Oh no, it needs to get a lot more development to be turned into level 3. That makes sense, to be fair. So that's at least a few centers of trade that we have upgraded. Damascus is already level 3. Constantinople is a level 3. Athens, I don't know if we need to upgrade that any further. And we can't do upgrades there. Tunis we could actually upgrade. Not that we necessarily need to upgrade it, but might as well. Oh, that doesn't have the development. Neither does this, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and do a bit of development in these two. Should be very much doable. So we'll have a bit more trade power in here. Not that we necessarily use the trade power too much. I mean, it's essentially... Yeah, no, it's... we're pushing it backwards, I guess, down here, which gives us a decent bit of trade power that hopefully we can divert... Ooh, if we're going to get immersion over there, we could divert probably quite a good chunk of the trade into Ethiopia, and from Ethiopia then to Alexandria, and then to Constantinople, which is a heck of a lot of money that we gain from there right now. It has 900 ducats per month just from trade there. Well, that's the only place that we collect from the trade, admittedly, so that makes sense. Still got 20,000. Oh, hello. We've got our canal. And I suspect... Oh, it's already level 3. Okay, never mind. So we don't need to upgrade that any further either. Well, that's good. We've got 20,000 gold. We're getting 1,000 gold per month. We might be rolling in cash right now. There we go. There's a few more buildings underway. So a lot of textile manufactories, farm estates, and a few other things as well. And Papal States is asking for money. We've got plenty, I suppose. So enjoy. But at least they've managed to move their capital back to Rome. That should help them. We don't have great relations with Sardinia, but it's not too bad. It's mostly just since we're hegemon, we won't be able to get all the stuff that we want. Prestige from land battles plus 100%. Actually, that's not something that we need desperately. But the next one's going to be the plus 20% siege ability, and that's going to be really handy. And then the land force limit, and then the discipline, and the morale recovery speed. Those three are pretty important, I'd say. Still got a full crown land, so that's good. I guess we could go ahead and send this fleet now back. Since we've pieced out of the war, move it in probably to Hormuz, actually. For now, at least, so that we can get troops in there. And after that, it's not going to be too much of an issue. Oh, well, that revolution is going to be dealt with, I hope. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be no leaders on either side, but it's grasslands battle, so that should be quite an easy victory for us. Yeah, there we go. That's been sorted. We could increase our trade power over here even further. I suppose we could also get some of these. So that's more land force limit. And that's trade steering in one region. Which, to be fair, in places like the Gulf of Aden, could actually be quite handy. And then that's that. That's more tradition. And trade value modifier, I mean, that's not too bad. What else? There's the manpower and sailor. Oh, same region. Minimal local autonomy goes down. Okay, that could be quite handy. And there's the force limit, both land, that's naval. There's the tradition. I think we might build one of these. So, Jerusalem townships in here. Oh, there's still something that we could build in Crimea, actually. We could probably increase the trade steering, or, well, do we need a more force limit? Oh, we kind of do, but well, let's actually put in the trade value there. There we go. So that's a bit more construction underway. Alright, prisons no longer at war with... Oh, wow. France is quite massive. They encroach quite drastically into the HRE. We have a look at the HRE itself. Yeah, I'd say they own about... Well, if we don't factor Hungary and all that, they own probably about 20% at least. Maybe more. But yeah, they've got plenty in there. We do want to fight Italy at some point. Especially since they took over Dalmatia again. We don't necessarily want to fight Austria directly, but what we could do is fight against Russia, and then Austria would probably join in on that one. They've got quite a bit of troops in there, but of course the next war is going to be over here. We've gotten the aggressive expansion, or extension rather, sorted out already. We're pretty high on the governing capacity, so we don't necessarily want to core everything or anything else right now, at least turn into proper states. We've got a fairly good areas overall, though. So that will last us for a little while. Actually, that does remind me, is there any more... Ooh, there's some good training fields. Get those underway. And then I suppose the grand shipyard... Oh, right, we're building that entire stretch there right now. I suppose over here we can get a few more. That'll probably help. And then down here... Well, we can't get those too much higher, unfortunately, right now. That'll be good enough. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until this next time, bye.